Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed.
Hello.
Today, we're plunging headfirst into a really dynamic world, VTubers. It's evolving so fast.
It really is. And our mission today is basically to unpack the big highlights, some surprising facts, and also the significant challenges that kind of shaped the VTuber industry through 2024 and, well, into 2025 now.
Yeah, we've gathered a lot of material to give you a really comprehensive look.
And you see, 2024, it was, let's say, bittersweet for VTubers.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this unprecedented expansion, amazing things happening, but also some real growing pains.
Yep.
Serious stuff.
Definitely. It felt like the year VTubers properly solidified their place as this undeniable cultural force. They moved way beyond just being a niche subculture.
The numbers alone are pretty wild when you look at them.
Oh, yeah.
In Japan, the market value just soared. Like 31 billion in 2021, then 52 billion in 22, hitting 80 billion in 2023.
And the global projections are just, wow. They're talking $11.82 billion in 2025.
Get this, potentially surging to almost $850 billion by 2033.
Yeah, $849.95 billion to be exact, nearly $1 trillion. It's massive.
It really is.
And what's really interesting here, I think, is how that uncanny valley thing, you know, the weirdness factor, it seems to be less of a barrier now.
Right, especially for a generation that maybe looks for authenticity in different ways.
Exactly. It's not just growth. It feels like a fundamental shift in how people consume digital entertainment. Think about it. 2020, less than half of YouTube users were even open to watching virtual creators.
Oh, wow.
By 2024, 57% of viewers aged 14 to 44 had watched VTuber content. That's a huge jump.
And the viewership, the actual views are just staggering, too.
50 billion views annually, on average, for VTuber stuff.
It peaked over 55 billion in 2023. Even an icon like Hatsune Miku pulled in 6 billion views in 2024.
Miku's almost foundational, right? And still pulling those numbers, these virtual personalities have enormous reach.
But here's a twist, right? Despite all that growth,
Yeah, there's this subtle but really significant shift happening. The number of active VTubers actually dipped below 6,000 in Q1 2025.
fewer creators, but
But the total watch hours,
yeah.
all-time high, 500 million hours.
So what does that signal? Consolidation.
Kind of. It suggests the market's maturing. It's moving towards, you know, high production values, established brands, consistent engagement. It's less about just anyone starting up.
More like traditional entertainment industries evolving.
Precisely. Quality and reach over just quantity now.
And you see that in the rankings. Q1 2025, 8 out of the top 10 female streamers globally were VTubers.
Huge names. Usada Pokora, Sakura Miko, Ironmouse. They're dominating.
They're not just competing, they are absolutely leading the pack.
And this shift also points to something else important, where the money really is. Live streaming is powerful, sure. Cover Corporation, Hololive's parent company, made 9.3 billion JPY from it in 2024.
Which is a lot. But
the major driver, IP monetization, merchandise, games, licensing deals, that's the bigger engine.
okay, that makes sense. So it's about the brand, not just the stream.
Exactly. Look at CoverCore's total revenue for 2024. 43.4 billion JPY. That's up nearly 44% year over year.
Incredible growth.
And get this, 20.5 billion, almost half, came from merchandise alone.
Wow. Was that mostly the card game?
A huge chunk of it, yeah. The Hull of Official card game was a massive hit.
Is there something about virtual characters that just makes them perfect for this kind of IP stuff? Maybe even more than human streamers.
That's a really good point. I think it comes down to scalability.
How so?
Well, a VTuber avatar is inherently a brand. You don't have the physical limitations or burnout of a human creator.
Ah, right.
So you can translate that avatar into plushies, mobile games, themed cafes, whatever. The digital nature allows for almost endless monetization paths beyond just the live content.
And that potential, it's inspiring a whole new generation.
Definitely. That 2025 Nifty Kids survey was eye-opening. 23.2% of kids wanting to be VTubers.
More than wanted to be traditional YouTubers, which was
Yeah.
about 18%.
Yeah. Which is a huge cultural marker, don't you think?
Absolutely.
But it connects, right? This is the Minecraft generation, the Roblox generation, FaceTime natives. Digital-first expression is just normal for them.
So being a VTuber is just a natural extension of how they already interact with the world.
Pretty much. It's the new dream job evolving from their digital upbringing.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about the sweet moments, because 2024 did have some incredible highs, right?
Yeah.
Real milestones.
Oh, absolutely. Things that showed VTubers really hitting the mainstream, like cross-industry collaborations that you wouldn't have imagined a few years back.
Like Hoshimachi Suisei.
Exactly. First VTuber on GQ Japan's 10 Essentials. She was on the first take before that, too. And her song, Bibi Deba.
Huge. 100 million views. Charting on Billboard, Spotify.
It really felt like cracking the mainstream music code.
And then there was the sports world, which is maybe even more surprising.
Right. Hololive teaming up with the LA Dodgers for Hololive Night.
And Gura saying, take me out to the ball game. Apparently, Dodgers ticket searches jumped 82% because of it.
That's insane reach. And it wasn't just Hololive. The independent VTuber Kuryujo did the same song earlier at a Texas Rangers minor league game.
And Springfish in Taiwan became the official ambassador for their Paris Olympic team.
Yeah, VTubers are stepping into these really traditional spaces now.
Music, too, on a global scale. PLVE, the South Korean virtual boy band.
Performing at the MAMA Awards in the US, that's like Korea's Grammys.
And they collaborated with rapper Lee Young-ji. That's proper integration.
Totally seamless blend of virtual and real right in the heart of the global music scene. It says a lot about cultural impact.
Beyond the collabs, there were some crazy individual records being broken.
Akemi Nekomachi from AKA Virtual in Indonesia.
Became the world's #1 male VTuber by subscribers, 2.33 million.
Which also really highlights how big Southeast Asia is becoming in this space.
Definitely. And Minato Aqua's final 3D LVE.
The concurrent viewers were just staggering. 750,000 peak.
That puts it in the top 5 YouTube live streams ever in Japan, right?
Yep. Just shows the immense draw of these big virtual events. Monumental.
And over on Twitch, you had Ironmouse.
Oh, yeah, the charity subathon for the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
She broke Kai Cenat's active sub record. Over 300,000 paid subs.
Incredible. And the follow-up was great, too.
Kai Cenat debuting as a VTuber and having that playful interaction with her. Loved that. Great sportsmanship.
It really was. And the positive impact goes beyond entertainment, too. Philanthropy's playing a role.
Like Amelia Watson from Hololive EN.
Raising $210,000 for Ocean Conservancy through that VR chat metaverse event.
It shows these communities can mobilize for real-world causes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the wider industry is definitely taking notice.
Yusada Pecora getting nominated for Content Creator of the Year at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
That's huge recognition. Shows the cross-language appeal.
And Hololive just swept the VTuber Awards again. 9 major awards, including Best VTuber Organization for the 2nd year running.
They're a powerhouse.
And that recognition is fueling expansion. Hololive and VSPO are pushing hard into Western markets.
Well, VShojo's looking towards Japan, right? Acquiring an indie VTuber, forming that new group Novia.
Yeah, there's this interesting cross-pollination happening. Global ambitions are clear.
And the big one for longtime fans, Kizuna AI.
The OG. Teasing a comeback for February 2025 after saying farewell in 2022.
It's got the rumor mill working overtime.
Massive speculation. Plus, you've got talents like Matar Khan signing with the WME, Henya the Genius with UTA.
Major Hollywood agencies.
The industry is definitely branching out, showing almost limitless potential, you could say.
Okay, so that's the shiny, successful side, but you mentioned bittersweet earlier.
Right, because beneath that gleaming surface 2024 and into 2025, they revealed a much harsher reality, too.
A difficult period.
For many inside the industry, yeah. Some called it an annus horribilis, a horrible year, especially for the agencies trying to manage all this growth, which is often volatile.
And you see that in the numbers, don't you? The graduations.
Record highs in 2024. 224 VTubers globally graduated. And we're talking people with millions of subs sometimes.
Just to clarify for listeners, graduation is like retirement for the virtual persona, right?
Yeah.
Often leaving the agency or stopping content.
Exactly. And beyond graduations, talent just leaving agencies was way up too. 170 exits across 79 agencies in 2024.
That points to something systemic, surely.
It seems like it. We also saw a worrying number of agency closures. RealCorp, Project Nova, Prism Project, Veal Reverie. Just gone.
Why? Just couldn't keep up.
It suggests real challenges in aligning, the industry trends, what the talent actually wants and needs, and just having the resources to keep it all going.
Plus, there's that anti-corporate feeling bubbling up.
Yeah, and it's got teeth. The Japan Fair Trade Commission actually investigated agency contracts.
For
Potential anti-monopoly violations, basically unfair labor practices. Cover Corporation even got a warning.
So real concerns about how sustainable these agency models are.
Definitely. Which kind of leads us into some of the big high-profile controversies that really shook the community.
The Celine Tatsuki termination at Nijisanji has to be top of that list, right?
Absolutely. That whole situation, like unexpected termination, the agency citing violations, the differing accounts, it just blew up.
It wasn't just online drama either, was it?
Not at all. It led to mass unsubscriptions, a brand pulled their collaboration, you had esports figures, even lawyers weighing in, the CEO had to apologize, other talents made statements that weren't received very well.
And the statement from Dokibird, Sone's independent persona afterwards.
Yeah, revealing her hospitalization was due to a suicide attempt linked to, in her words, a toxic environment that just drove home the severity.
It really exposed how human issues, mental health, agency ethics have incredibly real, sometimes devastating consequences, even in this virtual space.
Exactly, intense pressure.
And it wasn't just Nijisanji having talent issues. Holo saw departures, too.
Right. Minato Appa's graduation citing creative differences, raised eyebrows, and Series Fauna graduating despite winning awards.
Plus that new affiliate status for Amelia Watson and Sakamata Chloe. What does that even mean long-term? Lots of questions there.
And the departures didn't stop in 2024. We've seen more into 2025. Ike Evelyn from Nijisanji graduating suddenly to focus on mental health, leaving the online space entirely.
And Twist Yamanazako's termination from Nijisanji for discriminatory speech. Plus others leaving Nijisanji like Fulgurovid, Astra Arcadia.
It points to ongoing pressure, both internal within agencies and just the immense personal toll this industry can take on creators.
And the problems aren't just internal agency stuff or talent relations. There are practical business headaches too, right? Like merchandise.
Oh yeah, constant issue. Problems with fulfillment providers like Copium Merch, EW Market.
What kind of problems?
Creators not getting paid, shipments massively delayed, orders just never showing up. It got so bad, VShojo had to terminate contracts with some of them. It hits the bottom line in fan trust. And then there's the darker side, where the virtual stuff bleeds into reality in worrying ways.
You mean harassment?
Yeah, this trend of online harassment spilling over, impacting the safety of fan artists, leading to fan merch being pulled from shelves.
That's really sobering. It makes you wonder if the anonymity that attracts some people also, I don't know, blurs boundaries dangerously.
It absolutely does. It's a huge evolving challenge. Where's the line between online and offline behavior?
And speaking of online behavior, the general discourse around VTubers sometimes feels really negative.
Yeah, the news cycle often gets dominated by agency drama, doesn't it? It can feel like a bit of a cesspool repeating the same narrative.
Which must affect everyone involved.
Hugely. There's this growing sensitivity, maybe even distrust, among fans and VTubers. Creators like Shiley saying they feel like people are waiting for me to say the wrong thing. That's a heavy mental burden.
Sounds like a really tough environment to navigate creatively.
And on top of all that, even the platforms themselves cause headaches.
Like VStream shutting down.
Yeah, lack of funds, and just the persistent issues with YouTube and Twitch restricting models, flagging or banning ASMR content. It's a constant battle for creators trying to diversify.
Okay, so quite a turbulent picture overall. Given all these different forces, what's the outlook? How are things shifting?
Well, understanding the fandoms is key. One analysis brought up this concept of the Golden 20 for Nijisanji.
The Golden 20, what's that?
It describes this unique and maybe even antithetical segment of their fan base. Super intense, super dedicated.
Right.
And the analysis compared their behavior sometimes to the kind of territoriality you see in K-pop fandoms rather than the maybe more inclusive J-pop model.
Interesting comparison. And that dynamic might have actually influenced agency decisions.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Like maybe contributing to why that AR Live for Nijisanji felt so rushed to some observers. It raises questions about how much fan pressure can really steer the ship, you know?
Right. But agencies aren't just reacting. They're adapting too.
Oh, yeah. Despite the turmoil, look at NY Color, Nijisanji's parent company. Their own magazine detailed massive expansions in tech, new studios.
How big are we talking?
Studios capable of handling 100 livers, that's their term for VTuber talent simultaneously, 24-hour operation, advanced AR features, more staff.
So they're investing heavily in infrastructure, despite the recent talent issues, signaling long-term commitment.
Seems like it. And elsewhere, you're seeing new platforms emerge, like vertical streaming apps, and Alive, IREM US.
Bringing that Japanese V-liver model, another term for VTuber overseas. Though Analyve's rebuilding, you said.
Yeah, facing some bumps. But the innovation continues, like Pixiv's V8 app for making dance videos with avatars. People are still creating new tools.
So looking ahead, who are the key players or companies we should be watching?
Well, Brave Group has stated ambitions to be top of the industry, aka virtual is dominant in Indonesia. Thinker, the company behind artists like KF and the group VWP, is influential.
Any others?
17 Ive Group is buying up VTuber companies. Bandai Namco's launching new virtual idol brands. Reality Studios has first stage productions supporting new talents like Avalum.
And of course...
And Kizuna AI Inc. Whatever they have planned for 2025 could be a major market mover.
So wrapping this up, 2024 and 2025 really feel like this pivotal moment for VTubing.
Absolutely. A time of huge mainstream acceptance, massive economic growth.
But also clearly, significant growing pains, intense scrutiny, and some really fundamental shifts happening within the industry.
But there's also this incredible resilience you see, right? From creators, from the fans, the space just keeps evolving incredibly fast.
So maybe a final thought for you, our listeners, to mull over. As this world keeps changing, how do you think that balance will be struck? The balance between protecting creative freedom, dealing with all these pressures we talked about?
And building sustainable businesses around it all, it's a constant tension.
Exactly. How will that continue to shape these virtual landscapes? And maybe more excitingly, what new forms of digital expression, things we can't even imagine yet, might emerge from all these challenges and triumphs?
It's definitely a world that feels like it's only just getting started, in a way. Lots more to watch.